Hey, and welcome to today's video. In this video, I have Peter joining me, and we are going to do a speaker breakdown on Jessica Chastain's Oscar speech. So if you did not see her Oscar speech or watch the Oscars, we're going to review that here. You can watch the full one on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, see what she did right and what she could improve in her speech. So we're starting off this video here partway through. She's gone through all of her thank yous, and we're skipping ahead of that because it's kind of a given that you're going to do that. Now we're finishing up with the thank yous, and we're going to zoom into where she's having her thoughts and how she can improve those.
Thank you so much for bringing out the best in me by showing up every day with the best of you. Thank you. And right now we are coming out of some difficult times that have been filled with a lot of trauma and isolation. And so many people out there feel hopelessness and they feel alone. And suicide is a leading cause of death in the United States. It's touched many families, it's touched mine, and especially members of the LGBTQ community who oftentimes feel out of place with their peers.
All right, and we'll pause it here. So Peter, what are some things you are noticing so far that's going on with her messaging?
Before I even talk about the messaging, let's talk about the emotional state. It looks like she's raw. It looks like she's connected to the message. It looks like she's vulnerable, which is great. It adds to the credibility of the message. It tells me that she believes it. And that's something you want to allow yourself to experience when you're talking about subjects like this. You have to be connected to them. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And one thing too, when people are in that moment sometimes and you're feeling that emotion, they will want to hide it. Mm-hmm. And notice what she's doing is very difficult. She's not stuffing it down. She's not hiding it. She's letting that emotion sit there. So it takes a lot of courage. What else did you notice, Peter?
I noticed that she focused her message right from the beginning, talking to one group of people, and she kept narrowing it down to a specific group of people, the LGBTQ community. That was very powerful. We always say if you're going to have a good speech, then it has to be a focused speech. And to be a focused speech, you have to focus it on one person. You have to be communicating to one person in the audience. She did a pretty good job with that. I think there's room to improve. Maybe because she was surprised, she won, she got up, she forgot, right? So we'll give her leeway on that. But if she had to do it again, I would say start with talking to the LGBTQ community right from the beginning. Just saying so many people are suffering, especially in the LGBT community, before talking about suicide or any charged topic up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And she did jump a little bit there from saying people isolated to suicide to the LGBTQ community. So just diving in and talking to that one community, that one group.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll continue to watch here.
We're faced with discriminatory and bigoted legislation that is sweeping our country with the only goal of further dividing us.
I want to pause this right here because what she does is she talks at the systematic level. And this is really good because it's at an entire level that everyone as a citizen can understand. And instead of just jumping into the details of one case or one instance, she sort of lays the playing field down.
Yeah.
There's violence and hate crimes being perpetuated on innocent civilians all over the world. And in times like this, I think of Tammy, and I'm inspired by her radical acts of love. We've talked about love a lot tonight. And I'm inspired by her compassion. I see it as a guiding principle that leads us forward. And it connects us all in the desire that we want to be accepted for who we are, accepted for who we love, and to live a life without the fear of violence or terror.
All right, Peter. And what else are you picking up so far in her speech?
Because it's a short speech, she did a very good job tying it back to the role she played, and she got the award for. She connected it back to Tammy. I'm not sure if you've seen the movie Tammy. It's pretty.
I haven't
good.
seen the movie. I do know what she's getting it for, but after this, yeah, I definitely want to.
For
She's
sure.
a great actress for sure.
Yeah, she did a very good job in that, and so that award is well deserved. So she did a good job connecting back to the topic, because you can't just, when you accept an award, you can't just say talk about a random topic without connecting back to what you're doing on stage. She did a fantastic job doing that.
Absolutely. And we'll keep on here and watching just the final parts of it.
And for any of you out there who do, in fact, feel hopeless or alone, I just want you to know that you are unconditionally loved for the uniqueness that is you. And mute.
And again, just noticing too how much she is sitting with this emotion. I mean, she looks like she is on the verge of tears right now. She's not running away. She's not covering her face. She's also trying to slow down and not use a lot of filler words. So really just sitting in that moment and being courageous.
Yeah. And bingo, she got at the end, she went back to the person she's communicating with, the person who is hopeless and alone.
That's right.
Who's feeling hopeless and alone. And now I would double down on that, and I would go back if I'm her, and I would say, okay, maybe that's the person I'm talking about. And that's the person I'm going to start with. After doing all the thank yous, I want to talk to you. I would say something like this. I would look at the audience and I would say, I want to talk to you if you're feeling hopeless and alone. You're not, you're completely loved. Then the rest of the details and the LGBTQ bigoted legislation or isolation because of the COVID situation we're in comes in as an example. And then at the end, I would bookend it with the same statement. You're not alone. You are loved. Yeah.
That's right. And on that note, we'll go ahead and end there. You are not alone. You are loved. And show us some love with the comments and subscribing below. Now, really, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to join us next time and check out one of our classes if you haven't got a chance. We'll see you then.